Good morning, Pinecrest Academy, Cadence community. I am really excited to bring you some updates today. Haven't talked to you for a minute, but definitely been missing our students so much. I was at school quite a bit last week and this weekend, and just really miss seeing everybody. As one of our administrators put it, it's almost like our school is frozen in time. It's weird to walk down the hallways and see things like shamrocks on the wall because it just kind of so abruptly got frozen. So really just want to bring you a message about finishing strong. So we have a lot of things going on in the next couple of weeks, and I'm hoping to kind of synthesize it down for you, make it easy to follow, and then of course provide opportunity for questions through our parent impact meeting coming up this week. So I'm going to share my screen with you, go over some of these updates briefly, knowing that in the parent impact meeting I'll definitely park on them a little bit longer and allow for any questions that our community might have. So let's go to it. All right. So here's what we have left. First, I just want to once again thank you for uniting together as a community to keep education a priority for our students. This is why we all came together as a community to begin with, because education was our priority. And this community continues to exhibit perseverance and flexibility through these times. And I want to tell you too, as we go into the next couple of weeks, that we really took to heart a lot of the stories and things that we've heard, not only in our emails, but also via the parent impact meeting a couple of weeks ago. We know that some of our families are struggling to keep up, and we definitely have been in that journey along with you, making those phone calls and getting whatever supports we can in place. But in an effort to really make sure that our community can kind of take a collective breath and finish strong and finish on a positive note, we have made some adjustments to the end of the year. So we are excited to share those with you this week. So this week, May 4th through the 8th, which you'll see in the first box, is our Teacher Appreciation Week. So we sent out flyers on social media and things like that on how to celebrate our teachers. We would love for you all to at least take a minute to share a positive message with your teacher via email, or shoot them a video, or however you want to do that creatively. They have really been working hard to make sure that our students continue to be educated, and we just want to show them that love. That can extend to any support staff, obviously our special education team, or any other staff members. We all consider ourselves teachers in some way, shape, or form. Even our maintenance crew works hard and takes opportunities to educate our students, have students on their team alongside them to teach life skills. So anybody you feel or your student feels appreciative of, this is the week to definitely take a minute to express that. So thank you so much for getting involved. On the flyer, you'll also see that we have some pickup times, or drop-off times if you want to drop off a gift for them. And we will be showering them with gifts alongside our partners at Academica and our PTO and Henderson Heat Soccer Club. We'll be showering them with some gifts on Friday afternoon. So way excited about that. Moving into next week, this is where you'll feel some changes, and some changes we specifically made based on the feedback from our community. So next week is iReady testing week. We had planned to have assignments outside of iReady, but we hear you, and we want to make sure you feel that as well. So we have reduced next week's assignments down to the iReady testing only. This is applicable for all grade levels who test, so that's K through 8 and some of our high schoolers who test as well. So the only assignment you'll see is iReady. So your student will literally go into iReady, and they will have their math and ELA testing assigned to them. They're welcome to take breaks and things like that, but that's it. We really need them focused on that testing, and I'm going to get into a few details on that, not only in the parent impact meeting, but in just a minute as well. Other than that, next week, we have reserved this as a makeup work week. So if you have any assignments that they've been struggling to keep up with from spring break on, this is your chance to turn them in and get those assignments submitted. Some of them, especially in our secondary levels, if they had already finished the unit, or if they had communicated hard deadlines, they may see a penalty on those, but a penalty is certainly better than a 0. So get that work in. All teachers have agreed to at least accept the work and give partial credit or up to full credit for the work. So we're really grateful that we were able to get nearly 100 teachers on board with accepting work from spring break forward. As you can imagine, many of them use multiple platforms. So to have that work dating back several weeks is actually quite a task for teachers. So start making that work up now, but definitely get it done by next week to improve your grade. And no new assignments will be assigned. So hopefully that helps families moving into next week. Now, in the middle of this, you'll see do not help with iReady. I'm going to go into more details during our parent impact meeting, but let me just give you 3 key details right now. First, why are we doing iReady? A lot of people might ask that. Why even take the test? Well, one, we want to see as a community, how did online learning go? We spent most of 4th quarter in an online learning virtual platform. So we would love to see how that went, how our students grew, you know, what areas they grew in and what areas we might want to tweak if we ever end up in this situation, or, you know, if it does happen to extend into August for some reason. We want to see where our students are growing and where we can continue to focus. The next detail is iReady will adjust the student's pathway in accordance with their independent mastery levels. So that way they can have more accurate summer practice. We're going to leave iReady open as long as the window will allow us to leave it open. And if you're looking for ways to continue engaging your student this summer, or would like to see them continue to close gaps that they may have, they can keep working on that, and they'll have a more accurate pathway if we go ahead and initiate this test, as opposed to just leaving their pathway on where they were from the winter benchmark. Lastly, as we enter the fall, we will be testing them in the fall, obviously, at school. And their test will be adjusted to a more appropriate level. If we leave it as the winter benchmark, then going into the testing in the fall, it'll be a little less accurate as where they start them to move them through this adaptive test. So we want their starting point to be the most accurate. Now, it goes without saying that if you help them, their level will be too high on both their pathway and where they start their next diagnostic. So just allow them to work through it independently. This will not be a grade. We will put it in Infinite Campus, but it will have 0 grade weight attached to it, and you'll be able to see that. That way you can see what their results were. So you'll see it in Infinite Campus, but it will have no bearing on their grade. Now, if your student was in a position that we were looking for that last iReady benchmark to consider them for promotion to the next grade level or retention to that grade level, we will not be utilizing this test for that decision. We will arrange to test them in person this summer. So please, please do not feel the stress of wanting to sit beside them and support them through it so that they can do the best possible. That will actually only hurt their progress in the long run. So it's essential that you just turn the test on and allow them to take it. Feel free to allow them to have breaks, because most of the time this test is around 40 questions. And certainly in the elementary school especially, we usually build in those breaks for them. So that is the extent that we would allow or hope that parents would be supporting on that test, is just helping your student pace it out. Other than that, let them persevere through that test so we can have accurate results. Moving into the final week of school, again, we heard our community and we wanted to adapt. So May 18th through May 22nd, all students will need to complete a survey. This way we have some results for their attendance. We have a check-in for them for their attendance. Elementary will be giving some enrichment activities, some kind of end of the year activities, wrap up what you know kind of activities. So please still keep them engaged. That's better than them melting away on video games. And secondary will be giving opportunity exams. Now this one's huge because we know that the stresses of that exams were causing some of our community members. So the secondary APs met with that in heart across our system, and they have all agreed to make these opportunity exams, meaning the students will take the exam, and if it improves their grade, it counts so that we can improve their grade. And if it would be hurting their grade, we will not count the exam. So we really want students to just buckle down, take it to heart, show us what they know, synthesize it. Teachers are adapting some of their exams so that it's a little less easy to just Google the answers. And it's more about synthesizing what they know or taking a stance based on their research and their studies. So have your students take those exams, have them improve their grades. And hey, if you already have straight A's, congratulations for working so hard this year. No worries in taking the exam unless you want to get, you know, a higher A. So we're really proud of all the work that you all have put in, and definitely want to reward those who have already, you know, gotten themselves to those levels. So that's our commitment on exams, and hopefully that helps with some of the stress that you all are feeling. A few other dates moving into the summer I just wanted to highlight, although there will be more. May 27th is what we're gearing up for, the pickup day. This will be run much like a Costco or a Walmart right now. So you'll be having to come in spread out throughout the day. You'll be waiting outside in a socially distanced line. Everybody will be required to have face covering of some sort. So please be prepared for that. So that it doesn't result in an uncomfortable moment at the door where we cannot let you in if your face is not covered. So it's not about taking a stance for this community. It's about us being safe and following guidelines that we are putting in place. That will be the day that you can get your personal belongings, your yearbook, your report cards, your senior regalia, all of the above. So we will space that out, and of course be giving more details to come on that day. But be prepared to be patient. We are only allowing a certain amount in the building at any given time to make sure that we are in accordance with all of the rules that we have to follow. On June 3rd, we are planning to do some evening parades for our culminators, kindergarten, 5th grade, and 8th grade. So we'll again be giving you some more details, but essentially we plan to celebrate our kinder, 5th, and 8th graders on the night of June 3rd through a type of parade, through car loop, and a few other things that we're planning like that. So as you gear up for that, maybe think of how you can decorate your car in celebration of your student and things like that. On June 5th, which was the date that we had bumped graduation to, in hopes that we could still hold it at UNLV, which I do not think is going to be permissible at this time, although if it is, that's great. We still have the date locked in. We are now planning that it will likely be at our campus in some way, shape, or form, depending on which phase we are in. I'll go into more detail on this on the Parent Impact meeting, but still plan on that June 5th date for culminations, and we will release details as we adjust to our directives. If you have any more questions or want more details on any of these things and a few other topics we'll be covering on the Parent Impact meeting this Wednesday, May 6th at 9 a.m. A link will be sent to you by 8 o'clock that morning to join a Zoom. We are definitely working to try to avoid the 100 max that we hit last time. I'm so sorry about that. But we should have enough spots this time for people from our community to join. And then you're certainly welcome to watch it on Facebook. If you missed the 9 a.m. meeting, no worries. It will be posted to Facebook. So we'll see you there on Wednesday if you have extra questions. But hopefully this gives you some updates in the meantime on where we're headed with this. Have a great day. And I want to just once again thank you for your perseverance, your flexibility, your patience, your positivity, and your support for the Pinecrest Cadence team of teachers, educators, and obviously our students as we all surround them and continue to provide an education for them. Have a great day.